do you think we should start?
Sure.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. I'm Dave Watmeff. I am your technical host, but the host of the meeting is going to be our state treasurer, Jesse Kozlowski. So I'm going to be in the background letting people in and giving people permissions and muting people and stuff like that. But hopefully, unless I see anything serious, I won't have to jump in.
Perfect. Thanks, Dave. Welcome to everybody that's been on so far. Hopefully a few more jump in here. We have quite a few of the knights that went to the Supreme Convention, and that's where we're going to start out the first part of this. But our goal is we're going to try to do some open office meetings. We'll see one a month, two a month. You know, Iowa does one every week. We thought that was a bit extreme, but we'll work on it and see where we take it. We just kind of get some of the officers and state staff on board. You guys reach out, ask us questions. Our general agents have joined us as much as they can. They can answer some general questions as well. We're also planning to host a service to all webinar once a month, and it's going to be a training session. And we're going to cover various topics. We'll have various state staff speaking for that, so we can cover a lot of the questions, a lot of the training that we've heard lots of people wanting training on. So, but to get started and just kind of catch up, we just got back from the Supreme Convention down in Nashville. It was the 2nd through the 4th. Most of us spent most of the week down there. Did a little bit of sightseeing, a little bit get-togethers. This is the first live Supreme Convention we had since 2019, when it was hosted back here in Minnesota. We were supposed to go out to DC in 20. That got canceled and made virtual, and then 21 was supposed to be Denver, and that one became virtual as well. So this is the first time that we all got to get out there and be in public again. So Greg put together a little bit of a slideshow. Unfortunately, he got a little bit of the case of the COVID bug the week before. So about Tuesday, while we were at the convention, he started on the uphill swing, but he didn't want to do an overnight flight, so he had to stay home. But Greg, if you want to start your PowerPoint, we can, if Joe wants to jump in and kind of tell some story about what he sees here, I'll shut up for a couple minutes.
Well, this was held at the Gaylord Opryland Hotel and Resort. And if you've ever been there, it's a massive place all under one roof. So it was pretty neat experience I'm sure to be there. I missed this time, but I have been to a convention there before. So, but you can see it's pretty massive, and it's right next to the Opryland or Grand Ole Opry. So, they have little streams and rivers and stuff within the complex, and it's massive. You can get lost pretty easily, I know.
I did get lost several times.
As did I the last time I was there, you know. And I remember escorting bishops and cardinals that were getting lost too, going within the complex. So, yep, it's a big place. So, but it's about meeting friends. That's the one biggest thing I've missed is not being able to meet up with old friends. But here's Joe meeting up with 4 guys that are all named Joe from different states. So
all different states. That was at one of the hospitality rooms.
Yep. And like I say, it blows your mind how many people you can meet that might have a connection, either originally came from your hometown or the area, you know. So it's a lot of fun. And if you ever do want to do any Knights of Columbus gear shopping, the Knights Gear store is there every year as well, and usually have a pretty good selection of stuff there. So, and that's always fun to shop through that and be able to actually see what you're getting.
And no shipping when you buy it there.
Yes, correct. No shipping when you buy it there, which is even better yet. So, and of course, the big thing, the kickoff. Usually they have tours Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then the big kickoff is the opening mass, which is just, if you've never been to a Supreme Convention, it's just kind of blows your mind with the procession that takes place and stuff with all the priests, bishops, and cardinals. honor guard leading them off. So, and being as televised, that's a pretty unique experience. So, and there's our Father Marty, and also I recognize the chaplain next to him too. He's from, can't remember the state, but I've talked to him on quite a few occasions. And our Archbishop Hebda. We caught these people in the honor guard. And the Supreme Knight Patrick Kelly speaking during the opening session. He gives his big report to everybody on the state of the order, basically. So, and then that evening is basically the formal banquet, which is always a gala event, let's just say. And everybody dresses up for it, basically. And we had a nice picture with our chaplain and our archbishop, so the officers. At that particular banquet this year was kind of fun. They honored the state deputy from Ukraine for all his efforts in setting up the hospitality huts for families that are exiting out of there. So he actually was awarded the medal. I don't remember the name of the medal now. I watched it on television, but that's him receiving that award from the Supreme Knight. Our guest speaker was, help me out, Archbishop from
Donlin.
Donlin, and he's always a joy to listen to. I just like to listen to him talk. He's pretty good. So. And they also honored past Supreme Knight, Carl Anderson. I thought they did a very nice job of that. I would have loved to have been there to see that, but like I said, I got to watch it on TV anyway. So Carl's a good friend of the order, great man. So there's our delegation. Went to one of the courtyards in the hotel and took a picture of everybody that was present, or tried to get everybody that was present, I'm sure. So
if you may notice that my face does not appear there. Unfortunately, I had to run off to another photo shoot with my class of 2020. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, cool. And as we sit down and eat our meal after a couple of introductions and the awards and stuff, we sit down and eat our meal. And during the meal, they play a state song or whatever type of a song the state wants to pick pertaining to their state for each of the states and provinces that are there. And so everybody is usually singing along if it's our song, or if it's somebody you know from their state, you might join in and sing along too if you have friends there. So that's what everybody's doing here, waving flags and having a good old time. It's quite a fun time.
Plus, as you notice, our state delegates all had our Minnesota scarves on.
Yep.
Despite it being 190 degrees.
Yeah, right.
If you happen to notice in a lot of these pictures from the state dinner, this flag that's got blue and yellow on it, that is the flag of Ukraine.
Yes.
And one of the big things that was discussed multiple times throughout the weekend was our solidarity and our unity with Ukraine. So when they did Ukraine song, everybody in the room picked up their Ukrainian flag and was waving it.
Yeah.
So that was really, really neat.
Mm-hmm. Then for the next day, for the Mass, our Bishop Cousins from the Crookston Diocese got to deliver the sermon, which was kind of nice. That was there. So I got a picture of him doing that. And during the business sessions, if whenever there's a motion made, or nomination, especially for a representative, Supreme Rep to be nominated, it's always seconded by each of the delegations usually, and that's what this shows we're doing. Is we hold up the placard that says Minnesota, and you got to make sure that the Supreme Secretary repeats the state back to you, then you know he's recorded it.
This is where Joe almost jumped to the front.
I made a friend there. The guy standing in front of me is from Michigan, and it was a competition between the two of us as to who we would call first. And I got him to call Minnesota first a couple of times, but he would stand up in front of me. So, but that's okay. It was all fun, and and I made a new friend, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't called Joe even, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was not Joe.
Okay. And then on Wednesday night, the delegation, the state takes the delegation out to dinner. A lot of times it's to a restaurant somewhere off-site, and we might be bused there or stuff, but Tennessee basically had a bigger gathering of states. They opened it up to different delegations, and whoever reserved however many seats they had for the dinner, basically. So you had several other jurisdictions there as well. But we usually all dress in the same shirt, so everybody knows, yep, that's Minnesota. And had a good time as well. And I wasn't there, so if anybody else wants to comment on that. What did we eat that night?
Yes, it was really good. They had pulled pork, basically, barbecue and beans, and all the usual stuff that goes along with it.
Okay.
And was really a fun time. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the photographs. They had a professional photographer going around, taking lots of pictures, and also they had a rep from or a journalist from one of the diocesan newspapers who actually interviewed Dan and I think Gina, and said that and took their pictures. So we'll have to see if we can get a copy of that, whatever that newspaper was.
The other thing that happened was Dan was officially the state deputy who was the last one to close down the place at 10 o'clock when it closed, and he had the most officers there. There was 4 of us there.
Good.
We had a big picture at the end. So him and the other state deputy that was there actually walked out the door shoulder to shoulder so that there wasn't one that left last. But
Good.
he did say that we won because we had more state officers than he did.
And they even actually think you did learn some country line dancing or something like that too. I think I remember seeing pictures of that as well. So.
Yep. Even I got out there and did it, which I didn't know how to do before then.
Okay. And if you want to see a picture of that, I think I've got that on the website. So, but anyway, on what was this, Thursday? Then they have the memorial mass. The day starts out with the memorial mass, and they do read off former district deputies that have passed away, former state officers that have passed away, past state deputies, that type of thing, and bishops and cardinals from the previous year, and we pray for them. And it's kind of fun because they do this particular mass they do with a lot of the relics that they have. And I don't remember who was all there, but there was a relic of Father McGivney, Pope John Paul II, Saint Pope John Paul II, Saint Mother Teresa. Oh, I don't remember all the Mexican martyr relics. I think were there possibly. And I don't remember what else, but that it's an experience to be able to just to view all that.
We had, by the way, two district deputies were names were listed in the as being in memory of the deceased. One was Art Hendricks, and the other was one I must say I don't know. Pat Gaffney. Do you know Pat Gaffney?
Patrick was from up by Deep River Falls area.
Yep. Okay.
Up north. Yeah, I remember him.
So I did bring a couple of extra copies. Probably Linda did too. She usually does, right? So that we can give them to the if there is a widow still around, or close friends.
We'll send them one of the with their name in it. So that's kind of nice. Now Linda tracks that during the year and kind of keeps track if she hears of any district deputies that have passed away, and then she has to send it into Supreme. So
right.
Okay, that was Father Marty in that processional picture. Father Chad behind him from North Dakota. Recognized. But anyway, for more pictures and information about the Supreme Convention, you can go on the our state website and look for Greg's blog. You can just do a search for blog, and you can find the Nashville blog, and it'll be on there. Let's see if I escape from that. I'm not sure how I can get out of here. I can maybe just show you right where it's at even. So on the home page of the website, I assume that's what you're looking at is our website here.
Yes, we can see it. Yeah.
And it's right there's a picture of our delegation there. And if you click on details, and you can go through, and I tried to write a little bit, even though I wasn't going there. I kind of knew what was going on, but there are just a ton of pictures that I posted online on this blog, basically, with a little commentary along with it. And if you go down below all this, the commentary stuff, every picture that you guys sent me basically is, unless I get to it, down here, right there, photos from the convention. And you can actually go through and do a little slideshow of them as well. So.
You skipped quickly there past the awards ceremony, Greg. Yeah.
Yeah, go the other way. We tried to keep Greg in it. I think you haven't missed a Supreme Convention in what, 25 plus years?
Yeah, 26 probably.
So we were trying to make sure that Greg didn't miss any part of it whatsoever. So everybody was blowing up his phone and his email as much as we could. So
you guys kept me busy all day long. Basically, just I'd take the photos that were texted to me, and then I had to email them to myself, and then copy them over to the website and put them within the.
We didn't want you to be bored while you were recovering.
So.
This year we had the privilege of having both our general agents come and attend the Supreme Convention.
That's the first time
Lloyd's on tonight. Lloyd, do you want to put your comments out there real briefly? I know you have a meeting that you have to jump into, but if you want to speak a little bit about your experience being the first time there.
Yeah, it was, first of all, the honor was mine. Joe couldn't be on tonight. I talked to him just a little bit ago. But the honor was ours. We had such a great time meeting everybody, seeing how the mechanics of the convention worked, and just a ton of fun. We met a lot of people we normally wouldn't meet with the duties that we have. So really have to thank the state for including us. Everything that happened, we were invited to. So we had a special meeting of the Grand Knights with Carl Anderson and Patrick Kelly, and my boss, Sean Williams. And he basically laid out what his vision, Patrick Kelly laid out what his vision for the fraternal and the insurance side to really come together in the future, more so than we have now. It's nothing really new to our state. We've been doing this for a long time. So this was nothing different that we have to change, except there's going to be more recognition on how we act together. So I really do appreciate what we have. We've been blessed in the state for a long, long time. So thanks.
Excellent. Thanks, Lloyd. Michael Bass-Smith is our ethnic membership director. This was also his first Supreme Convention ever. Michael, did you want to throw a comment in there?
First, I would like to just tell everybody that the biggest thing for me was to see just the strength and the breadth and depth of the Knights of Columbus. It was I think from day one, when you got a chance to meet people from all over the world. I mean, granted, our histories take us all over the world depending upon where we're from and what we do, but to know that these are all Catholic men with the same purpose and mission in life, and we are reaching all the four corners, that was the magnitude behind what we were seeing. And then more importantly, what a great group of people to be around for a week. I mean, my kids enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it. And I really appreciate everybody at the state staff and state officers for, one, welcoming myself and my family as a part of this team and this delegation. It means a lot, but just the faith in it, the fact that the Knights of Columbus is large as it is, and then you don't see it at the ground level, but this gave you a chance to see it from the top down.
Excellent. Randy, our state program director, he was able to join us for this as well. Randy, did you want to throw a couple of comments in?
I had to unmute here. Yeah, this is my third, I believe. and it's great that it's always nice, especially after elections, to get to meet everybody and just to get everybody together and bond as a team. I was especially fond of Ohio since I was there. I grew up there, and they had nut bread that they had. It's from the West Side Market, and I went back and gouged on some more. So
Brought back some memories.
yeah, so every time we go there, my brothers ship me some. So, but it's always good to again, like everybody else is saying, there's a whole lot of other men out there with the same mission. Oh, there goes a couple guys. With the same beliefs, and it's a shame that our world's come into, the Ukraine issue, and we may see something with China and Taiwan that we just can't all get together. So, so I don't stop. So I can't talk anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Jim, did you want to throw something in?
I think for me, this is, I think, my 17th convention I've been at. And what I like about the most is, again, the friendships that I have gotten to with other state advocates, with the Supreme Advocate, and I have a close relationship where we have each other's cell phones, and it was really great to be able to talk about issues and asking that we get our bishops more involved with the Knights of Columbus, especially the new ones that are coming into the state of Minnesota. So the two new ones in both Winona and New Ulm, that we get them involved right away into the Knights of Columbus family and try to get them involved. So that was a big thing. I also had the opportunity for the first time, believe it or not, after, I don't know if it was the Wednesday or Thursday afternoon, I think it was the Wednesday afternoon, happened to be walking there, and who do I run into but Carl Anderson. And he pulled off to the side, and him and I got to talk, believe it or not, for about 10 minutes. And it was interesting. No bodyguards around him, just him and I talking about issues and kind of showing what we did great in Minnesota and what we're trying to do. And that he said he keeps an, I'm sure he says he keeps an eye on every state, but he says he's really proud of Minnesota and the commitment we have to the order. So it was kind of a personal high for me to be able to sit there and talk to him. And he even said, you being the state, he said this, you're being the state advocate for so long. He says, does anybody dare run against you? And we just kind of laughed. And I said, someday it'll be up there for him for grabs. But he knew that I was around for quite a while and appreciate the continuity that I bring to the order. So that was a good part of it. And like I said, after a long time, for people that keep going, you also notice who isn't there. That is the other thing. I find out friends of mine from Kentucky, friends of mine from Louisiana, friends of mine from different states that I usually see weren't there this time. So sometimes that's tough. One of the things I found very interesting is the state advocate from Kentucky. Now, that may not sound like a big thing to you, but it's Gary Dicus. And what's really interesting, his son is the Grand Knight of the Farmington Council. And of course, this year, the Farmington Council will be celebrating its 100th anniversary, and he'll be coming up for it. So it's just kind of nice that with these connections that we have in other states to our own states, and here's a family connection. So that was kind of nice also that he'll be up here for that. But I think there's some specific programs besides, the honoring the Ukraine and such. The ASAP, I think, is going to be one of the biggest programs we've seen since RSVP. And this is help, aid and support after pregnancy. And I think this will be a big push, and I'm sure Randy, as program chairman, will be looking as how we as Knights, both statewide and also as with councils, that we can get behind this and support this after the Roe versus Wade reverse decision. So I got a feeling that's going to be the big push this next year. Thank
Okay.
you.
Hey, the other thing that was quite, mentioned very much up front, especially since our good friend Bishop Cousins was the homilist at the I think on the Wednesday. The Eucharistic revival that was mentioned as being something that the Knights are really going to get behind. And over the next 3 years, we'll be hearing a lot more about it. But that's something that's worth mentioning for everybody to take note of and
Definitely
keep an eye out for. Yeah,
look for big things coming with that, since Bishop Cousins is heading that up. Dan's really focused on that one, so I expect to see lots of activities into that. One thing that Supreme Knight Patrick Kelly talked quite a bit about was stepping into the breach. We are the frontline people for everything to do with everything from abortions to marriages to children, and the list goes on, that we as Knights need to step into the breach and help resolve these issues. Middle East, Ukraine, the list goes on. So we had a great time. We had pretty good weather the whole time. It got a little hot and sticky outside, but we from Minnesota enjoy that when we can get it. So that pretty much wraps up as far as Supreme went. We have roughly a half hour or so. We want to open it up. If you guys have any sort of questions, raise your hand and Dave will unmute you, and then go ahead and ask your question. Your question can cover anything and everything. If it's something that we can't cover on here, we'll take note of it, and then whichever one of us that has the most knowledge of that will definitely reach back out to you and address that issue. So I open it up to anybody that would like to ask a question. Don't be the first one.
I don't see anybody wanting to ask a question.
How about this for a question? How's everybody doing on forms? Everybody got all their 185s, 365s in and audits? Because that's all should be due just about right now. Anybody got questions about those? I'm new at forms, but Jesse's been doing it for the last 4 years, so I got him to ask questions if you want.
Absolutely.
How about safe environment? Everybody got all their chairmen in place?
Has anybody happened to look at the events coming up? Specifically the fraternal benefit seminars that our general agents have put together, one every single month through the whole year. Remember, each council has to have 7 eligible attendees, which means they have to be a knight or they're eligible to be a knight. So I can't bring my little kids along and count them this year. It has to be an eligible knight, and there needs to be 7 from each council. So our general agents have gone above and beyond and scheduled a seminar every single month. We need 2 per council again, but our general agents have given us 12 reasons why we can't not complete this for every single council in the state. So make sure you guys are looking at that event calendar.
Jesse, I do have a question here from a chat.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Says, how would a Minnesota council reach a Kentucky council for a direct gift? I'm not sure if you can unmute Steve if he's still there. You can unmute him, maybe he can clarify that. I'm not sure what he's actually asking, but
You're looking to send money to the Kentucky Council in particular, or Steve?
he's got to get unmuted first. He's still muted. There you go.
Yeah, this is Steve. Yeah, one of my councils wanted to know if they could make a gift to one of the councils that is flooded out.
After the flooding, sure.
Okay.
I think just by Googling the, because I did that once. I Googled the Kentucky Knights of Columbus and it came up their website. And then from there, you'd be able to see some of the contact people, at least one number that will relate you to another number, and they could cook you up real quick.
Where's the convention next year?
Orlando.
Orlando, Florida. Yeah.
Another hot and sticky location.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Fortunately, most of it tends to take place indoors in the air conditioning.
they do have a nice pool.
There you go.
We were there, I think, in 2006 for sure. So
That was my first one, was Orlando, Florida. Yeah.
Steve,
For anybody who's never attended one, as I think Jesse said, you know, you go there, you will be hooked, because you go to the opening mass, and we've got maybe 10 cardinals, about 100 bishops, possibly 200 priests. The entrance procession, they have to sing 2 hymns to get through the entrance procession. It's just amazing. And then once the Supreme Knight stands up to give the state of the order, I'll tell you, you will be hooked.
absolutely. Steve, if you type in, it's kykofc.com. Kentucky's state council has a list of all their councils. And if you click on that particular council number, it actually gives you contact information. So if you have problems with that, just reach out to one of us and we can help you get there. So that's the answer to Kentucky's question. So they have it pretty good on their state website.
Did you see I had my hand raised there?
No, I didn't. I was looking for. I didn't see any hands.
there you
Oh,
go.
I see it now. I see
Our
it now.
technical guru there is.
So
It doesn't jump out.
Stop.
the last 3 weeks, I've been getting a lot of emails regarding the codes for kids. I've sent a proposal to Dan to review, and Supreme is doing the 1-for-1, the 50-50. And I am just waiting for Dan to give the go-ahead so that we can publish it and get it out. So if you're getting questions, yes, they're going to do the 1-for-1, but part of the whole program too is a membership incentive also, which I don't know if Dan has contacted everybody on. So be looking out for that. I've emailed Dan to try to get me the info, because people are constantly emailing me every day about it. And as soon as I get the A-OK on it, it'll be published on the webpage. But there is a 1-for-1, just like last year.
Randy, on the coats for kids, can the council buy the coats and then have them arranged to be distributed up, for example, up north at the Indian Reservation? I'm talking about a South Metro Council that wants to participate, but really has no opportunity for distribution.
Yeah, we're working on that also, is for the Indian it's a separate thing that Dan is also looking into is for the reservations. So yes, we will arrange that so that happens.
Okay, thank you.
Good deal. Thanks, Randy.
But it looks like, let me, I think it's September 25th is the date of when we need everybody's, I haven't used the Zoom on my personal computer here for a long time, so I can't.
So Randy, you know, for the last 2 years, to be able to get these, you know, 2-for-1 from Supreme, the state has had to purchase the coats. Is that going to be the case again?
Correct. It's going to have to be done through the state.
Okay.
So that we can order them all. So yes.
Well, if you, I mean, who is the Coach for Kids chair this year?
Randy.
Me.
Randy,
Oh, okay. That's
Double
great.
duty.
That's great, Randy. So, I mean, if you talk to me and Patrick, we've got forms set up from last year that you can use.
Yep, I have the forms all ready to set up.
Okay. Excellent. Okay.
And it's just that I got to get the approval to post it and everything. So.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Randy.
And then Dan will have to deal with the bank because on our state credit card, we have a $5,000 a day limit. And I called them last year and said, I'd like to increase that $5,000 a day limit. They said, oh yes, what would you like it to be? And I said, 85,000.
That's the best thing I've heard in 2 weeks.
That was the coats that we purchased, $85,000 worth of coats. It caused a gasp from Penny Holtz at the bank, I'll tell you.
This is Rick Jacobson, the new district deputy from Area 2.
Yep.
We had a district deputy meeting this past week, and there was quite a bit of concern about availability of the coats. Evidently, people are checking to see if we've got the various sizes. And there was some question on whether we could, is there going to be a problem with the various sizes?
From the material I've seen from Supreme, there's child sizes, there's teen sizes, and I believe adult sizes. I wish being sick and all this, I would have been prepared more. And there's a chart with the different packages you can order. So if you order a certain package, Supreme just packs that many in there, but there's 3 different levels of things you can order from this year. So again, as soon as we get the A-OK on it, that'll all be ready to push out onto the webpage.
Yeah, I must point out, please do not order your own coats, otherwise you will not get the 2-for-1. It's got to be done through the state.
It's got to be through the state.
Yeah.
Just looking real quickly, it looks like girls child 4 to 6, they have them. Girls teen coats, they currently have them. Boys teens, they currently have them. They're currently out of stock of the boys smaller coats at this point, but you know, that's as of right now, and that's going to fluctuate as inventory goes up and down. So
we got
we'll see how it plays out.
Another chat message. Can a council just send a check for a certain number of dollars and not worry about sizes or delivery? I'll leave that for you to answer, Randy.
We can always take money, and from what I understand, that can go into, we could earmark, if they're not going to put it towards somebody, we can probably, I know Dan and the state is looking at the Indian reservations, so that could go towards that fund.
We do have a dedicated fund for that. So any money
Yeah.
that comes in that is just open, we will just put it into that fund and that'll
Correct.
get used. Yeah.
When you do this kind of remotely, does this count as 2 for the SP7? Because I believe this is a featured program.
Yes.
I think it depends on the amount, doesn't it?
You have to have, that's in my material too. I think, I can't remember the number of coats that you have to order. 96, I think it is, but I can't be for sure on that right now without looking at it.
Okay.
I'm usually working with 3 screens at work, and I can do that.
right.
August 22nd, we have our first service stall webinar, and we'll try to allot a couple minutes in there for Randy. Hopefully he'll have an answer from Dan and be able to get more information and get his ducks in a row once Dan has gotten all the information that he needs, and then we'll lay it out at that meeting a little bit. We'll give Randy some time to talk about his stuff if he's ready to go with his side of it. So
yeah, I'm all ready with what I have to present. Dan's waiting on the approval from Supreme, the actual shoot the gun on the approval of everything. So
okay,
he's yeah.
and maybe we can throw
soon.
an open office Zoom in and just have a dedicated coach for kids when we get that far. So
Yeah, and that'll go out as soon as it comes up. I'll work with Greg to see if we could get something out on it.
sure.
I thought Supreme had a deadline that you had to distribute them by I think it's the weekend after Thanksgiving.
The first week of October. Yes. So that's why we're trying to understand why we haven't gotten the information yet.
Once we get everything put together and Randy and Dan have a chance to get everything done, then we'll throw it out to everybody and we'll go from there. But Randy's got a pretty good handle on it so far, so we're doing good there.
Come here, Randy. Come here. You want to see who's up here? Come here.
It's Rocky.
So if anybody, I mean, you can either put stuff in the chat message or raise your hand if you've got anything to say or to another question. Or when it's dead air like this, you could just unmute yourself and
There
just
you go.
shout out your question.
Rex, where are you from? I'm just kind of going through the ones I don't recognize here.
Take
You'd have to unmute yourself.
You're muted. There you go. No, there you go. Lower left.
Lower left,
Rex is from Apple Valley.
where the microphone is on the lower left.
It's actually the upper right.
Oh, for you. Mine's lower left.
Yeah, it depends what the interface you've got going.
Or Dave, you didn't mute them all, did you, Dave?
No.
Okay.
Did you find it,
That's
Rex,
all right.
upper right? Rex is
We'll learn some sign language one of these days. Well,
Rex
thanks for
is the
attending
deputy
anyway,
Grand
Rex.
Knight from Apple Valley.
Just
Apple
wave
Valley,
hi.
great. There you go. How about Joe over there? Not the hairy Joe, the other hairy Joe. He's
It
waving
was
hi.
okay.
That'll work. We have Kenneth. Kenneth is just listening.
And I've sent them a little message saying, please unmute yourself and
Okay.
speak. But
I'm glad you guys could attend. Hopefully you're learning something. Or think we're all nuts, which is also the case. But
Lloyd, is that the same suit you had on last week?
He's probably got a closet full of the same ones.
I just noticed Conrad Meyer's been sitting in the waiting room, so I just
I
said,
see that. We'll have to.
Hey, Lloyd,
Yes.
we got the schedule of FBNs. Is there any way to attach a subject matter to those?
Yeah, we're working on that now. We're gonna set out the whole list with the links.
Okay.
We'll put that on the website, plus that will send out to, in my area anyways, all the district deputies, grand knights, and financial secretaries.
and by the way, the acronym now is FBS.
Yep.
Fraternal Benefit Seminar, not Fraternal Benefit Night. Yeah.
Yep, and don't abbreviate it to fraternal BS because I got in trouble for that.
Conrad, we see your hand up, but you're still connecting in audio.
So you see his, I don't see his hand up. Where do you see his hand up?
Just connecting to audio for Conrad.
I see a white hand on him. Maybe it's my, oh, it's my mouse.
That's your one.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Joe, are you a Grand Knight or a FS or an officer of some sort?
You still muted.
Still muted.
Yeah. I'll send him another message saying, please unmute.
Joe in the very comfortable chair.
Yes, he looks very
Hello,
comfortable.
guys.
There he is. Hey, how you doing, Joe?
I'm sorry. I'm just a little tired. I've been up since 10 last night.
Wow.
Oh,
And my week ended today, so
Ah,
I got a couple days off, so
there you go.
I'll be all right.
Where are you from, Joe?
Lakeville. So
Lakeville.
great.
Excellent. Glad you could make it.
Just east of me.
yeah, I got your invitation email. So
Good.
first open email I opened today out of about 400 because I don't read my emails when I'm at work, and I was on the road for 6 days. So
Wow.
There you go. Well,
Well,
glad you're home.
Welcome.
thank you.
So
Do you
yeah,
have any
everybody.
questions you want to throw out at us?
Sorry, I was just going to say, everybody who's listening, please get the word out that we're going to have something like this every month, where there'll be, a half hour of dedicated to something. We'll change it each month, and then we'll have an open half hour of people just ask any questions they want to do. So if you found this useful, or even if you didn't, please get the word out. And we want to get more attendees next month.
Did I hear the next one is going to be August 22nd at 7 o'clock too?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And by the way, yes, this Saturday, please take a look on the website. This Saturday we are having, because it's our patron, our founder, Blessed Michael McGivney's second feast day in history. We're going to have a prayer service starting at 10 a.m. It's on the website under events. We'd like to, last year I had 6 attendees. I'd like to have 60 this year.
There you go. August 22nd, 7 p.m. We already have a link sent out. I'll send it out again. But we're going to cover council officer training, roles, responsibilities, officer desk reference. We're going to get a little talk from Joe or Lloyd, whichever one can make it, about the FBSs as they get them finalized and up and running. I also have on here Coach for Kids update. If Randy's got some information, we can blast it out again at that time. If he gets everything set up before then, we can certainly send it out again. But that's a big event coming up, and Randy's got a pretty good handle on it. I'm sure you'll do just fine with it. So I'm glad to have Randy going with that. We'll also talk about whatever's coming up. You know, the audit is due. It's actually past due by that point. Fall church drives, 9:44 for those district deputies that are out there. And Mother Teresa, St. Mother Teresa, her feast day is September 5th. So since that's our saint that we're presenting this year on our state pins, you know, that's going to be another feast day that we're going to want to recognize in September. So please get that out to your councils. And again, I'll send out the link to that as we get a little bit closer so we can get more attendees on there. Anybody got any other questions? Conrad's still trying to connect there.
Oh,
Maybe he's there.
he's not connected.
And just FYI, guys, I just posted on the chat group the first FBN on the 23rd. So that information will be put out. I'll be conducting that one, and it's just going to be my standard one. It's a survey, and I go through all the questions and basically what products are available to our members.
Okay.
Excellent.
Do you need us to put that on the website, Lloyd, or is it there already?
It's not on the website yet, just the date. Joe and I went through the other day all the topics that we're going to do and what dates we're going to do those. So we just got to create all the links now.
The link is there on the website now. I just put it there.
Okay.
There you go. What would we do without our admin? Greg and Linda do a wonderful and huge job for us, and we can't thank them enough ever.
Absolutely right.
The conflict with the first benefits night on the 23rd of August is also the first time that John Olson is doing a Delta Drive training session. So that's going to be the conflict between two great events. So,
Well, if you guys want some good advice, you know where to go. and tell John I said that.
Dan couldn't be on tonight because he's on a meeting with John. So
Regional, yep.
Any other questions, comments, complaints? We'll mute you when you do your complaint, but we're open to hearing them.
I don't know if it's a complaint. I know that some of the people have had difficulty getting their information for starting on the safe environment. And I don't know if that's widespread or what, but they turned the 365 in early, and yet they hadn't had the contact yet. That's probably about a week ago, so I don't know if that's still the case.
If they have not been contacted from OIP or their training company, have them reach out to OIP at KofC.org. And Shelly and the crew up there will reach back out to you same business day, if not the next business day, but they're on top of their emails.
So that's KofC.org. What?
It's OIP at KofC.org. The letter O, the letter Y, and the letter P at KofC.org.
Orville 3827 was able to take care of it. They talked to I can't think of the lady's name there at OIP, and they took care of it already.
There's been others too. Thank you.
Okay.
I just put it in the chat link if anybody's looking for that. But the gals there are super on top of things, so they'll take care of it. Shelly's probably the primary one, Joe George, that reaches back out to you, but she's good.
Conrad looks like he managed to join. I see him muted. Conrad, did you have any, just before we close this, did you have any last minute stuff? You are muted, by the way, Conrad, if you're speaking. Maybe you can't hear us. don't know. Well, we did not start with a prayer, but I think we should close with a prayer. So I think nothing would be more appropriate than the prayer for canonization of Blessed Michael McGivney, since this Saturday is his feast day. So Jesse, any objection to my leading that?
Well,
Okay.
see if I can get up on here on the screen here.
Okay.
Yep.
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. God our Father, protector of the poor and defender of the widow and orphan, you called your priest, Blessed Michael McGivney, to be an apostle of Christian family life and to lead the young to the generous service of their neighbor. Through the example of his life and virtue, may we follow your Son, Jesus Christ, more closely, fulfilling his commandment of charity and building up his body, which is the church. Let the inspiration of your servant prompt us to greater confidence in your love, so that we may continue his work of caring for the needy and the outcast. We humbly ask that you glorify Blessed Michael McGivney on earth, according to the design of your holy will. Through his intercession, grant the favor I now present. Through Christ our Lord, amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks to all you that attended. There it is. If you don't have any of those cards, make sure you guys order a bunch and get them out to your councils. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to the state officer or state staff member, and we'll help you out as best we can. And if we don't know the answer, we know people that do. So thanks for coming. You guys all take care. Viva Jesus.
Good night, brother.
Hey, everyone.
Right.
And no, Joe, this is not my, or no, Jim, this is not my only coat.
You have 5 of them at your office that are identical. I
In
know.
his closet.